I want to play as Mexico here. I don't want to play as the U.S. There we go. Okay, can y'all, like... There we go. I missed. That's it. Oh, freaking hi, Arcadia. Is he gonna get up? No? He's out? Okay, he's out. Alright, now I'm gonna sit here and let the clock go down as slowly as possible. How's it going? So yeah, we can just chat now. Basically, what happens is the other players run out of energy and they just stay on the ground. Good game to chat with? Absolutely. We can just talk about nothing if we want. It's going alright, glad to hear. Yeah, the last couple of matches we have to actually play, but for most of this, doesn't really matter. I can plug it, Linkarius just typed it. For anybody who's just coming in, 10-year anniversary stream will happen early July. Hopefully that first weekend in July. I don't, date is tentative, but I'm doing a marathon of 24 games. You can vote on what the other 20 games are going to be. There's some options, and there's some games that the games have already been chosen, but you get to pick the goals, or like you're going to pick between two options. So yeah, you get a say in what you'd like to see. And the games span all across the past 10 years. So a couple games are from early in my speedrun life. Some games are from fairly recently. Up to you what you'd like to see. Well, technically it's up to me what you can vote on, but it's up to you what you actually want to see. So I was going to do a list, and I still have that list somewhere. Did I save a picture of it or a document? I have it somewhere. I have the old list of what it was going to be, but I realized something just kind of felt missing. So I said, you know what? I'll let these guys decide, because there were some things I couldn't decide on, some stuff I wanted to include, but I cut. I'm like, you know what? Let them decide. They're the ones who have to watch. Or they don't have to, but they can. I have to play, but you guys should be able to decide. So yeah, most of the speedrun is I'm literally just gonna sit here and do nothing. I'll just chat with you guys, or I can do what we did for Wayne Gretzky hockey. I can pull up some meme videos on my phone and we can listen to meme videos. But again, the last few matches I do have to actually play, so yeah. This speedrun is, I think the world record is just under an hour and 50 minutes. So, we're gonna be here a while. And this timer is inaccurate, I think. Yeah, it's not going directly at 60 seconds. It's more than that. Or it's not exact timing. It's a little bit slow. And there's 2 halves, so I already scored once, but then we go to halftime, and then I have to just do this strat again. And then we wait for the clock to end. We're not going to change our strategy, we don't need to. Alright, pass it. Pass. That it? Oh no, he's coming. Alright. Sweet, he's already out. He's already out energy. Okay. So how you guys been? How was y'all's Mother's Day? Happy Mother's Day to any and all mothers out there. I'm gonna pull up my... Oh, hang on. Make sure that's... Yeah. I did do an offline speedrun earlier this afternoon because I had some time. But... this... Stuck working, otherwise good. Gotcha. I go back to work tomorrow. Oh, dude, I'm stupid. Hang on a minute. Yes. I'm updating documents. Bunch of boring stuff. It's been a pretty quiet day. I gotcha. Nothing wrong with a quiet day. Okay. So when I complete a run of this game, I'll have 415 licensed NES games ran, but I think for Prolifics it would be like number 378 or something. I would like to get the Prolifics number to 400, but at that point I don't know if I would keep running games. It's just, you know, I cannot imagine going to 500, especially for Prolifics purposes, because I would have to do what I have to do. Some of these games I could do that. Played some Metaphor, nice. Playing some Metaphor with best character Yuffie. Yeah, there's some games that I technically did speedrun on the NES, but they don't count for Prolifics, like Power Punch 2. That game's awful. Paperboy, you'd have to do Perfect Delivery, which I don't want to do. Pro Wrestling Full Game is like possible maybe, but I don't know. Rocket Ranger is short. Yeah, Rocket Ranger is a game I didn't run in the past because I had no idea what was going on. So now that there's documentation about it, I think I could do it. Wario's Woods 99 rounds. That would take me a whole day if I did that. I did 20 rounds, but for Prolifics it's 99. Any percent for Battletoads, even though I ran 100%. I don't know about that one. Tennis, all levels. I did tennis. I think I did win a match on level 1 in tennis. So win 6 games, I think. Tennis on level 1 is okay, but level 3 or higher, and tennis becomes the worst black box game on the NES. Probably worse than Mach Rider. Alright. Alright, I have to actually play now. We're getting close to having to actually play again. Basically, you just score 1 goal and then do this, and then you can just sit there. Gotcha, okay. I have a Rocket Ranger cartridge. I think I've only used it once because I put it into test to make sure it worked. I don't think I ever actually played it. Let's see. Oh, I missed. That's it. Alright. So I don't remember which team it is, but there's one team, or there's a couple of teams where, for whatever reason, if they attack you, like if they charge at you, like for whatever reason, they'll get hit instead. Okay, is that first guy out? No, he's not. Is he out? He's out. So the reason nobody else comes after me is because this is the guy who's supposed to come after me. He's out. Like, he's out of energy. So he just lays there motionless, questioning his life decisions. In fact, I'm gonna look up Rocket Ranger on speedrun.com. I did hear about the wrong warp. That was found during NES Odyssey, right? Okay, good. There's an actual guide here. Because this was not here when I... this was not here when I first knew about the game or heard about it. Record's under 7 minutes now, that's not bad. Is it on my document of stuff? It's not on here? Where is it? I'll put it on here. 6:37 is the record now for that. So you can crack the code for the task punches. There's 3 minutes of potential time save for any percent. Holy crap. And if I give up learning any percent, there's always the wrong warp category. TAS is 330. Holy crap. I want to go back to this is further down the line, but I want to go back to Jurassic Park at some point, because now there's maps for that game. That was actually my biggest problem with running the game the first time, was I couldn't memorize what boxes had what items, but now there's maps. Hang on one second. It's funny, Jurassic Park, I have to use the dog bone to play that one, because for whatever reason, the D-pad on this controller, when I play Jurassic Park, it hurts. I don't know why. It's the only game, like Lawnmower doesn't even hurt my hand. I don't know. You have to play it on emulator and use a Sega-styled 6-button controller. I gotcha. I have one of those for my Genesis. I don't really use it a whole lot, but it's funny. I had the Game Boy version of Jurassic Park. I think I still have my card of it. I've back over here in my room, I have a bag of Game Boy games. It's what you learned it on, and select was mapped to X so you could swap ammo freely. That makes sense. Hang on a minute. I have to actually play again, so. I almost split. That's not right. Alright, pass. Thank you. Pass. Thank you. He might come after me one more time. Yep, there he is. Good. Okay, he's out. Alright, we can chill for another 4 minutes. This run is so dumb. Whatever, it's fine. Again, this speed run does get interesting near the end. I promise you. I promise you this gets interesting later. But early on, it's like I can go take a dump if I need to. Like I have so much time. Like I don't have to. I use the restroom before stream. We're okay. But I had the Game Boy version of Jurassic Park, and I don't think I ever beat the first level because I was confused on what to do. My my 5-year-old brain couldn't handle what was going on. It wasn't until Big 20 number 18. I didn't race in that, but I watched the reveal, and I saw Jurassic Park. I'm like, oh, this was on NES too. Okay. You can move in and out of buildings and despawn copies for the entire stage. Holy crap. But yeah, that was my introduction to NES. Jurassic Park was realizing that it was on the NES. Or maybe I knew that it was on NES, but I had never seen it. Maybe that's what it was. I also did not expect it to be in a Big 20, but, you know. Yeah, that second half of that Big 20 list, Jurassic Park was definitely one of the better games in that second half. At least in my opinion. That was the longest goal in that one, right? I'm literally sitting here doing nothing. TheBig20.com. Or it's Big20NES.com. Oh, I forgot that, what is this? There's a Chip and Dale 1 knockout tournament, Saturday, May 17th, that's hosted by Best of NES. Probably not going to join that, but seems like there's a bunch of other people who are, so that's good. Race 18, there it is. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. If this website wants to load. Yeah, okay. Mega Man 4 would have been the longest goal, but they didn't do 8 robots. They did 5, which is okay, but it's like I would have done 8. Come on. Battletoads Double Dragon. Wasn't that? No. I don't know. No, that's not quite as long. Rampart Famicom ended up being better than I was expecting. I should learn Full Game Faxanadu sometime. The problem is I've never played it, so I don't know if it's any. I don't know if the regular game's any good or not. I know that the first 4 minutes of the game are you walking around buying items, which is very boring. But I don't know. I can power through that. Look at what I'm literally sitting here doing absolutely nothing, so I can power through sitting there walking and buying stuff. Daydream and Neketsu Street Basket. Yeah, I don't know how that game made it, I'm gonna be honest. I've played it, it's bad. I don't like it. Young Indiana Jones was fun, surprisingly. Yeah, I think Jurassic Park was the longest goal in this list. Because it was 4 stages, not 3. Because Dragon Warrior 4 goal wasn't even that long. Alright. I have to actually play again. As long as I remember to score at least once, and as long as the other team doesn't score at all, we're okay. However, toward the end, I have to actually, like the strat is not going to work. So, alright, I think this is... Oh, never mind. I was just kidding. I was going to say that this is one of those... Okay, good. That was almost a problem. Please pass. Okay, here we go. There we go. Perfect. For whatever reason, this guy just trips over me every time he tries to fight me. I don't know if this guy specifically is weak. I don't know, but... I'm curious, I'm curious if, well, first off, I'm curious if they're even going to do a big 20 number 21 this fall. Or I don't know if they're going to take a break. I don't, because they just did 20 and that was a giant list. So I don't know what they're going to do. And if there is a 21st list, I don't know if it's going to be voting or not, because I don't know. I don't feel like we need to do voting for this one because like some of the popular games that get in anyways were just used in 20's list, and then yeah, like, you know, if we do voting again, if it was something like 19 where games that haven't been in before get more votes, then maybe that would work again. I don't know. 3 long SNES games planned to learn in September. I gotcha. Yeah, I don't know, because I'm almost at 1,000 speed games in general, like total for everything I've ever done. And then I am doing the 10-year anniversary stream, and then after that my schedule's kind of open stream-wise. So I don't know if there is another big 20, and if it's good, then I'll participate. But 19 and 20's lists were good, so I'm not as concerned about what 21's list would look like if we do number 21. I personally don't think it should be a voted list, though. That's just my personal preference. Because as soon as you give people voting power, they make big 20 number 17. So it's a bit of a problem there. God, sometimes I keep forgetting that Battle Kid was repeated in 18's list. It would have slotted perfect in either 19 or 20's list, but that's one of those things. That's one of those things where it's better to notice that in hindsight. You don't know that at first. Yeah. Yeah, that bandwagon thing that happened. I'm to be fair, that drama kind of died the same day it started, in my opinion, or at least the way I saw it. But the way that I would prevent that, if you're gonna do that, is don't let people vote for 10 games. If people like, okay, staff says you can only vote in 10 games, and we're gonna pick the other 10 games. That's fine, you can do that. But what I would say is, everybody can only vote for 5 games. That way, if something like that happens again, where a bunch of people get together and vote in a bunch of random stuff, only 5 games get taken up with that random stuff. You know what I mean? It would be harder to bandwagon if you have to, yeah, it would be harder to do that if you couldn't manip the whole list, I guess. I still think 19's list came out really well. 19 got me back into Big 20, so it wasn't a perfect list, but it was I still had a lot of fun with it. Yeah, 19 was good. I liked it. I know some people didn't, or some people thought it was just okay, but I personally liked it. I think the only game I didn't enjoy playing was Where's Waldo. That game is that's a video game. Oh, don't split, because this is only halftime. Alright, back to actually playing. God, dude, this run is... Yeah, there's a reason I'm only doing this game once. I am not playing this game multiple times. Alright. I don't even have to do anything here. Alright. I was scared that Final Fantasy was gonna be a full-on randomizer with a certain seed you had to learn. Thank God it wasn't, because I did play on the rando. I did play on it, but that's because it was the vanilla seed. So, it's another one of those things where in hindsight, I wish something similar could have been done for Dragon Warrior 1, but, you know, because if you really wanted to protest, you could use your cartridge and play the legitimate vanilla game if you wanted. But, oh well. I'm slowly kind of getting over that. It's, you know, hindsight is 20/20. Oh, but who could forget Wizardry? See, when there's a campaign to get Wizardry in, I don't mind, because people genuinely wanted to see it. But, some of the games that were bandwagon, like, some of them would have legitimately been fine. Like, Home Alone 2, I think, would have been fine. I remember that one was one of them. What was some of the other ones? I think one of them was a fishing game. That would have been okay for a short goal. And then, there was one other game that I looked at and I was like, this would actually be okay. Yeah, not the whole pile. I think that's everybody's opinion, is that some of the games legitimately were fine. But, yeah. Black Bass, is that the one? Okay, it's on your nope list. Do I have that cartridge? I can't remember. I got sent a video and I had to watch it real quick. Well, I didn't have to, I chose to. Yeah, I don't know, like that Black Bass is a game where you make a 2-minute goal and that's your short goal of the list. That's not something you play for 10 minutes in a race. I'd have to, actually, I might have it. Because I made a, would I have it? Let me look at my Google Drive. I literally can look for this because there's nothing going on in the game right now. I already scored 1 goal. Did I score? I did score a goal. I did that immediately. Because that's my strategy, is score immediately, and then, yeah. Yeah, Big 20 number 19 voting results. Let's see, so... Okay, so of the 10 games, 3 of them would have made the list regardless. Wizardry, Lolo 2, and A Nightmare on Elm Street were all getting in anyways. It doesn't matter. Home Alone 2, that's underrated. I actually think that game is completely fine. That would have worked. King's Quest 5 I think could have worked, but it's not the best choice. Deja Vu is better for like a point-and-click type game. King's Quest 5 I think could have worked. Bigfoot is a mashing simulator. Black Bass, I'm sure you could come up with something, but... Mule? Having actually ran Mule, this would be so boring. Mule's, like, not bad, it's just boring. Like, you know? Back to the Future and Bill and Ted, yeah, no. Bill and Ted is literally unworkable. Back to the Future Part 2 and 3, I think you could probably make something work, but nobody's gonna like it. Yeah. Yeah, a couple of these games actually I think legitimately could have worked. Back to the Future games are also on that nope list. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Alright. Back to playing. Somebody tackle him, please. Thank you. Bigfoot, you've been all for. My understanding is that Bigfoot is just a mashing simulator. Is that wrong? Or can you play the game without mashing? Because when I tried playing the game, I could not make any sense of it. It seemed like you had to mash. So it might be you haven't understood it since you were a kid. I see. Yeah, the problem if you're gonna do a mashy game, the goal has to, in my opinion, the goal has to be short, or at least like there need to be breaks in between the mashing. Like Mega Man 3, you have to mash at certain points, but you don't have to mash the whole game. List to deal with next year. That's fair enough. Yeah, I don't know if I would ever do Bigfoot personally. Dude, I have an hour and a half more of this game. Whatever, it's fine. I'll do it. Let me look at some of the other games that people voted for the, uh-oh. Hang on. Come on now. Reconnect. Thank God I'm recording, right? What? Let me close some stuff. I don't need it. Oh, says it just came back. I will say we have had some thunderstorms in the area recently, so that might be screwing with me tonight. I think we're good though. I think it's okay. Do I need to I can refresh this? Oh, sweet, I can. Nice. I didn't even know I could do that. Does it screw with... It doesn't. Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, it looks like we're up and running again. Thank you. So I'm looking at the like the raw voting results. So of the whole group, 3 of them had done a past Big 20. Low key, I think those votes should have stayed. Cause I don't know. Hang on. Yeah, the 3 of these, the 3 who actually had participated, well, I don't know if you should keep those. I don't know. That's hard to say. This, one of them, it literally, they didn't even answer the question. Silver Surfer also got a ton of votes in this big thing going on. Qbert got a lot of votes too. But to be fair, Qbert and Silver Surfer they were rewarded less votes because of how the voting worked, so I guess that's why neither made it. Silver Surfer, I legit think a second goal could have been doable there. Qbert, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what you do for that. Qbert would have been like a funny game to be like, oh my god, it's back. But what do you do for Qbert besides what we already did? The game doesn't have passwords or anything. Get the... Okay, we have to score again. No clue how that happened. Luckily, I have a strat for this. I have no idea how that happened. Pass it to me, please. Thank you. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh! Is he gonna stop getting up? Okay. RBI Baseball is awful. I'm glad that did not make it. Vegas Dream. Vegas Dream is too RNG heavy. There's no way to make that work. Dude, everybody was obsessed with Back to the Future Part 2 and 3 making it. What the hell? Darkman. Darkman, I don't know if that would have worked or not. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 23. Yeah, I don't really get that. So it was 23 people in total who participated in that, or whose votes were dropped. So 23 were dropped out of 267. The fact that that's something that's actually kind of alarming. The fact that 23 people had that much power to manipulate the list that much that's something that you should probably look into. I don't know. Yeah, to my knowledge, Back to the Future 2 and 3 is RNG heavy. So, but I don't know if there's a way to make like a 5-minute goal for that that's like feasible, you know? How's it going, Raven? Where are my votes? Where are my votes? I wanna tell y'all what I voted for back then. Is it? No, that's not it. Somebody, I'm randomly scrolling through this. Somebody voted for Garfield. Freaking Garfield. Never again, please. Oh god, somebody voted Bible Adventures. I think I might have been... Yeah, thank you very much, Raven. I feel like I was one of the earlier voters in this Big 20. Dude, I just had a stroke. We're reminiscing on Big 20 number 19 stuff. There's an event coming up hosted by Junkyard, a marathon of marathon unfriendly games. Wasn't that what he did for the Stupid 10? Because I heard about that and I saw that list. I don't know if that ever like took off though or anything. Or is it, when you say a marathon of it, is it like a speedrun race, or is it like he's hosting a marathon where people submit games that are not marathon friendly? I have to ask that because I don't keep up with a lot of stuff anymore. It's just a marathon event by other. Okay. I gotcha. Yeah, because I heard about the Stupid 10, but I don't know if that ever took off or if people played in that. Okay, I found my votes. I found them. It took me a second to find it. So, my votes for Big 20 number 19. My votes were Batman Returns, Alien 3, Bucky O'Hare, which made it, but staff chose it. Bubble Bobble Part 2, Deja Vu, which made it. Rainbow Islands, which made it. Bandai Golf, I voted for, did not make it. Mario's Time Machine, I voted for. Mega Man 6 and Clue Clue Land were my other 2 votes. So I voted in Rainbow Islands and Deja Vu. Bucky O'Hare I voted for, but staff ended up picking it anyways. Stupid 10 was canceled because of Big 20 number 20 being announced earlier than anticipated. I gotcha. Oh, hang on. I have to play the game again. Perfect timing. Alright. Time for more of this. Damn, that was a bad idea. Pass it. Oh, okay, I thought I missed. Rather than compete with it, it was dropped. I see. Stupid. Yeah, it's a mix of, like, annoying, for lack of a better term, It was a mix of those games with games that were not speedrun friendly. So, like, Who Framed Roger Rabbit was one of them. What? I thought I blocked that. Screw you, game. This game sucks. No, serious opinion on this game is that this would probably be very fun multiplayer. This is miserable as a speed run, but whatever. We'll finish it out. We're gonna finish it out. We're gonna do it. Okay. Dude. This is insane. Is he out? No. That's it. Yeah, I don't have the stupid 10 list written down or memorized or anything, but it was gonna be a mix of speedrun unfriendly games with a few games that nobody really touched, and then a couple of games that were good games but just hard. And then Big 20, number 20 got announced, and I think that kinda stole its thunder. To be fair, I don't know, Big 20 usually takes place in the spring, and they were gonna do a big one, so. It's funny, I think some of the people who were gonna do Stupid 10 saw the Big 20 list and they're like, yeah, never mind. Never mind, I'm just gonna do that. Ugh, that felt good. Dude, why does this team pass all the time? Dude, you're passing all the time. Do you never shoot? Yeah, tackle him, that's fine. That's out of bounds. Uncanny X-Men, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, 8 highly other technical games like Gimmick. Oh, Gimmick was in that, and then Gimmick ended up being in Big 20. That's cute. Oh, that's cute. I'm gonna do that way they don't. God, Uncanny X-Men. I almost looked into that as a speed game, and then I heard how bad it was and how much people hated it. But yeah, I actually almost looked into it as a speed run. Yeah. It's a LJN game. Dude, okay, there we go. Gimmick and another one were both selected. You don't remember the rest offhand. Gotcha. Alright, I can finally rest here. So, the most voted game in general that made it, or like the highest voted game in general, no modifiers. The #1 game voted was, it was a tie between Wizardry and Final Fantasy. Kickle Cubicle got a lot of votes. Blades of Steel and Waldo both got a lot. Waldo surprises me that made it. I'm gonna be honest. That surprises me. But whatever. So, Godzilla had 13 votes, Adventure Island 2 and Olympus both had 12 votes, but there were 3 games that had 14 votes in that same category, but none of them made it. Well, one of them was picked by staff, the other 2 did not make it. Bucky O'Hare, Felix the Cat, and Solstice all had 14 votes each, but they didn't have the modifier. Or they didn't have the highest modifier. Kickle Cubicle got 17 votes, but it still didn't make it because of the modifier. It was already in a Big 20 before. Final Fantasy had no modifier, and yet still got 25 votes. That was the highest voted game that didn't have a modifier. So it makes sense that Final Fantasy was put in the list. That's fine. Final Fantasy, I haven't played a ton of it. It's a good game. It's good. So. Hydlide. I have Hydlide on cartridge. I booted it up. I started trying to play it. Keyword, trying to play it. I had no clue what I was doing. I was like, my cart works. That's good enough. Am I winning? Yes, actually. So far, I am winning. I'm just sitting here being a complete doofus, though. Like, this is... God. I don't know how to describe this game, honestly. Like, yeah, it's a soccer game, but it's like... I don't know. My opinion on this game is that this would be fun multiplayer, and it's 4 players. It's just... I don't know, like... I just wish this game... The speedrun's not fun. Let's put it that way. This is the speedrun, or this is a speedrun you do not do a whole lot. You do this once. $30. Nice. Alright, give me the ball. Thank you. There we go. Pass, pass, pass! Yeah, I think what happens here is that because I use the charge attack, I think the game thinks I'm still using it when I'm not. Like, I'm not holding any buttons. So I think the game is just completely confused, so... I don't know. I still have the documents of 13's voting and 17's voting. 15, I don't think they ever released, but it doesn't really matter, honestly, because from what I understand, there were only 2 other games that were even, like, in contention in 15's list. Castlevania 3, I remember, was almost in 15's list. It ended up being in 17. And then there was one other game I think we heard was close to making 15, but it didn't make it. Oh, you know what? Hang on a minute. Let me... Sorry, I am curious about something. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I have a copy of it. Because I had to make a copy and, like, fix things. I can delete this, because that's... Yeah. I haven't updated this document in a long time, because it wasn't updated to account for 19 and 20's lists. It was for 18, I can tell, though. Both of those were in. What else? What do we got on time? We've got plenty of time. It's crazy that Deja Vu wasn't in a big 20 until we finally voted it in, and then they picked it again for 20. So, it's the only game that's ever been in 2 big 20s in a row. It's the only time that's ever happened. And it makes perfect sense. It's Deja Vu. Did I get all these? Yeah, okay. Where is... Okay, yeah, I'm trying to look for... Oh, let me pull up 19's voting again. Or, yeah, 19's voting. Because I want to see where... Okay, so Legacy of the Wizard had 27 points, including the modifier for 19. So that's 9 behind where it needed to be to get in. In 17, Legacy of the Wizard, how many votes did that get? It got 17 for 17's list voting. So Legacy of the Wizard got 10... Well, no, it didn't, because it... So it had 8 less people vote for it in 19, but the modifier boosted it to 27. So, okay. Legacy of the Wizard was fun. I had fun with that one. It's a hard game, but I had fun. It was a... Oh, okay, I see. Favorite NES game overall? Not a bad choice. Not a bad choice. I'm boring. Mine is Super Mario Bros. 3 is mine because that's the game that got me into video games. I can't ignore it. Am I even playing against Spain? I don't know if is this the right team I'm playing against? I might have the wrong team ordered here. I don't know. Yeah, that was right. Sorry, I'm confusing myself now. What? Excuse me? That was weird. Okay. Dude, there's still a lot of games that have yet to be in a Big 20 and they would work great. So, let's see. If we look at what was voted for 17, and then look at 19's list, the most voted game was Final Fantasy. So, I don't know if that was a consideration for that, but people clearly wanted Final Fantasy again. Rainbow Islands only had one vote in 17's list, and same for Nintendo World Championships. But to be fair, NWC was... That was the first time a compilation game was ever used. I thought NWC was actually kind of a cool way to do that. Like, I thought that was cool. Alright. My mom needs me to get her something real quick, and we're not doing anything right now, so I'll be right back. Okay, I made it back. Imagine a speed game where you can actually do stuff. I know. There's not many speed games out there where you can take a break like I just did. There's Home Alone. You can do Home Alone, beat the game in 2 minutes, and just sit there for 17 minutes until the game beats itself. For NES Odyssey, I used Home Alone as a dinner break. I got the glitch, and then I went and got myself some food. Yeah, my mom started feeling a little bit sick earlier this afternoon. Just, you know, digestion issues or whatever. She's made some diet changes and stuff, so I think it's just her body trying to deal with that. So I went and got her some water, and I have a medication. I don't really take it a whole lot anymore, but I mean, I literally have a stream tag on it. Sometimes when I get like anxiety attacks or whatever, I'll get nauseous, and if I just take a pill, a specific pill that targets nausea, it at least like takes the edge off. It doesn't cure me, but it takes the edge off. My mom's doctor said that she can take that as well. In that instance, the speedrun, you can speedrun other stuff at the same time. I think Aaron2U2, he did a speedrun of Home Alone 1 and 2 at the same time. Like, he beat Home Alone, and then before Home Alone beat itself, or like he got the glitch, I'm sorry, I misspoke. He got the glitch in Home Alone, and then while the game was working to beat itself, he went and played Home Alone 2, and he beat it before the glitch, before Home Alone 1 finished. Which is wild. I wish I had thought of that. Let me look at... I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna give away anything right now, but I'm just checking the survey results for the 10-year stream. So far, y'all have, done pretty well, though. I will oh, no, I don't want to say anything, but yeah. I will say, I have had to think about what happens in ties. Like, I know I said that I would just break the tie or something, but... depending on what it is, I might have to get creative on how we break certain ties. I will say, there's a couple of things where it doesn't seem like a tie is likely. Like, it seems like it'll be pretty, clear, like, what's gonna be done. But there's also a couple where it's close, so... Just talk 2 minutes. Okay. Alright. Anyways, I think I was talking about Nintendo World Championships before I had to get up. That was... I actually low-key really liked that inclusion for 19's Big 20. I don't know. I thought that was a really cool way to... Like, that is a game I never thought would make it into a Big 20, but at the same time, it's like... It worked out so well to do that. Alright, how many more teams do we have? So after this, well, we beat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is team number 6. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. Okay, so this is the halfway mark. USA and Holland will put up a little bit of a fight. I think Brazil and Italy will as well. Argentina is going to be our first problem point, and it's an hour and 40 minutes into the run. So Argentina and West Germany, that will legitimately be problematic when we get there. But until then, we're just kind of chilling. Talking about stuff that doesn't particularly matter right now. But... But yeah, I have a couple of random GBA games we can play after this. And then if I have time, I do have Airzonk for TurboGrafx 16 that I was playing. I don't know if we'll do that tonight, though. Maybe I won't feel like it. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Oh, too late. That was... Oh my gosh. Whatever. Yeah, most of the time it's whatever comes to mind, like whatever I feel like doing. But I will say, recently there's been a couple of games where I ran them because, like, they were on the list for a while. Or, like, they were on my mind for a while, and I was like, I'm finally gonna do it, because we're almost at 1,000 games. And I was like, I've got to do it, because I want to get this done before 1,000. So, like, one example is Castlevania Rondo of Blood. That was a game I looked at for like 5 years, and I'm like, you know what? It's time. So that's one example. But, and then other times, like, I'll just kind of be browsing speedrun.com, or like I will notice somebody else ran something, and I'm like, oh, that looks interesting, or you know, it's short enough. I'll mess around with it, see if it's any fun. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. There have been some times where I'm like, oh, this game looks fun, and then I'm like, oh, I'll give it a try, and then I try it, and I'm like, yeah, I regret this. Okay, if I just hang out here, nobody should come at me. Alright. But to answer your question, almost always it's whatever comes to mind. Every once in a while, I'll plan something. Like, Speed Game 1000, that's planned. But leading up to it, it's just however I feel, whatever I feel like doing. Alright, I'm gonna close this document, but real quick, if anybody's curious what game, or let me pull up 19's list too. 19's voting, I mean. Let's see. So, games that people voted for that were highly voted, but they have never been in a Big 20. So for 17, the top 17 voted games, because there's a 6-way tie for the rest, for like, yeah. Willow, Fester's Quest, Double Dragon 3, Dream World Pogi, Yonoid, that would be something, Skull and Crossbones, Bad Dudes, Elevator Action, Mighty Bomb Jack, Monster Party, that's a sick game, Tecmo Bowl, the regular one, Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle, Deadly Towers, Magic of Scheherazade, Rampage, Lode Runner, The Three Stooges. What else? So that was 17. Those were the top 17 vote getters there. But for 19, some others were like, if I didn't say it already, Clash at Demon Head got a lot of votes. Heroes of the Lance, same deal. Celeste, Mario, Zap, and Dash. That's kind of a recent homebrew ROM hack, so. Rambo. Interesting. I didn't know Rambo got that many. 8 Eyes? Okay. What else? Amagon, for some reason. Batman Returns. That's the best game that's never been in. That needs to make it. That at least needs to make a list before I die. If they're still doing Big 20 in 40 years or whatever, I hope it made it to at least one list. Base Wars. That could be fun. Double Dribble. California games would be boring, but whatever. Bandai Golf, yeah, that can make it. Nintendo World Cup, what I'm playing right now. Tengen Tetris. Dragon Warrior 3 has not made it. B-52. That's a Looking for Giants special, I think. Spy vs. Spy. Double Dragon 3, I mentioned that. Antarctic Adventure surprisingly got a lot of votes. All right, what got what's never been in that people voted for? Or like, what's the bottom voted games? I always like to look at the bottom voted games of voted lists. and see, like, what hardly gets attention, or, like, people will misspell a game, or, like, you know, I'm looking at 17's voting. Somebody just wrote Y as one of their choices. Just the letter Y. I'm like, there's no game called Y. Like, that doesn't count. Unless it's some weird homebrew game I've never heard of. What? Perfect Bowling? Is that a homebrew? I got time to look this up. Oh, it's a Famicom game. Oh, neat. Okay. Okay, it's a Famicom game. Let me look up. I got time. That's good. I'm gonna mute that though, just so that. This looks fancy. Oh, dude, this looks fancy. Wait a minute. Okay, hang on. I have to play again. Is that enough? Is he gonna get... Okay. I don't know, man. Perfect Bowling Famicom actually looks kind of fun. Maybe it plays horribly. I don't know. It looks fun. All right, no more Big 20 voting reminiscing. I think we've covered all the main points. That guy's still getting beat up, and I'm not even doing anything. There we go. All right. 6 more teams left, and then we're done. Sorry, I usually if the game I'm running is like interesting, I don't just run my mouth, but there's nothing going on, so I'm just kind of talking about whatever. My allergies were kicking in this morning. One way to tell if I'm having allergies is if I'm rubbing my eyes a lot and all that. Going through your list of games you thought about running, organizing them when you like to tackle them, that's fair enough. Yeah, technically I have 2 lists of games that I would be interested in running, but I don't schedule like when I'm gonna do them or anything, because if there's other speedrun events that I want to do, that throws me off schedule anyways. So I kind of just like, again, like what I mentioned, like when I feel like I want to do it, I do it then. Or if I know that there's no events coming up that I want to participate in, I might do like some sort of mini project or something. Like I did something a few years ago. Does this command work? Hang on. Sorry, I'm distracted. Oh, it does. Sweet. This still works. Okay. I did it like this project. I picked one game from at the time, the past 40 years, one game per year, and I learned the speedrun for that. So it was old stuff, new stuff, stuff in the middle. Like, this was a fun project. I had fun with it. Dude, I did this project. I announced it in 2021, and then I finished it in 2022. Man, it feels like 10 years ago I did it. And I tried to pick different genres of games too. Like some of them were puzzle games, some were top-down action, some were platformers. One was a Western third-person shooter. A horror game. I did Dead Space. A fighting game with Injustice, Gods Among Us. And then I ended on the medium because on a technological level, it's a very impressive game. And, like, I wanted something to represent, like, modern, like, where modern games, like, can be or whatever. The medium's alright. I played it casually. It's alright. The ending I was not... I was a little unsure about, but yeah. Single heavy game grind. That's fair enough. Alright, we're almost out of the USA match. But yeah, Holland is going to be the first team that, like, tries to put up a little bit of a fight. It's not going to be too effective, hopefully, but yeah. The guy in front of me is just dead, basically. And they don't even call for a timeout or anything, or, like, they don't, you know. Like, I played soccer when I was a kid. Hang on a minute. I played soccer when I was a kid, and if somebody got hurt, you'd take a knee. Wait for them to be okay. Once they got up, you got up too. That's what I did. What? That was weird. Pass. What? Jerk. Pass it. That's it. So, if you press A and B together as the ball is coming toward you in the air, you can do that jump shot. And it... As far as I know, it always scores if you do that. So. I don't know if I tackled him or not. But yeah, if you don't have the ball, you can command your teammates to do stuff, which is a big help. Oh, come on, that's not fair, man. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I don't even know why I attempted it. Dude, stop passing. Yeah, you see, this is the first team that can kind of put up a fight. I screwed that up. That's my fault. Haha. I made it work. I made it work. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Or just eat the lemons. Catch that. Dude. I don't think that's gonna work. It did. Alright, we may have to slide for these, which is worse than doing the charge attack, but... I don't know, these guys aren't letting up. Shoot, I can't. This is going well, and by well, I mean this isn't going well at all. Oh. There we go. Might as well do that just in case this goes south. Oh, that was a stupid decision on my part. Pass! Oh. Oh! See? That's why I scored that extra goal. I knew somebody was going to make that a problem. See, I told you, this is the first team that can kind of put up a fight here. Unfortunately, they're being complete jerks. I don't know how that worked. Just did. Pass the ball. I've asked 100,000 times to pass. It doesn't help when my team doesn't want to work together. Is he out? Is he out? Wait a minute. It's fine. Throw it to me. Here. Thank you. And for anybody curious, yes, I have gotten hurt playing soccer before. There was one time where, I mean, there's one time the ball hit me right in my diaphragm, and so I like ran out of breath. And then there was one time where I got hit in the face. I ended up being fine though. Both of those times I was fine. And then there was one time where so me and another kid, we both went for the ball. I put my leg out to try to get the ball. I missed. And the other kid also missed, and he kicked my knee, basically, while my leg was extended out. Hurt like hell. My knee turned purple. But thankfully I was fine. After a couple days. It took a couple of days to kind of, you know, deal with that, but I was alright. Dude, why does nobody listen to my commands? I didn't mean to do that. That's annoying. Because, yeah, if the ball goes out of bounds, the clock stops. Welcome to soccer, or, if you're not in the US, football. And no, I don't know why we call it football, or why we call American football football over in the US. I have no idea why. I didn't come up with that. Could you imagine if I did come up with it and it's like, yeah, the term football was coined by some guy named SmartAleck24. Is that gonna knock him out if I do that? Oh, how about that? Okay, it did knock him out. Alright. Alright. At least we're not gonna lose any more time the rest of this match. 4 more teams. Isn't this game fun? Alright, finally gonna get out of this match. I lost like 2 minutes because of nonsense. Oh, I missed. Tackle him. Charge at him, you dummy! Oh, I missed. Okay. I'm gonna get 2 goals just in case. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Sorry, I'm kind of not talking a whole lot anymore. Every once in a while, I'll kind of have, like, a spurt of, like, energy where I'll talk a whole lot, and then I kind of just, like, back off. To be fair, it's not like I can commentate this game or anything. I'm just... Right now I'm playing a trivia game on my phone. I'm playing a game while playing a game. Oh, I can show y'all something real quick. It's kind of funny. Actually, well, yeah, I can get it. I can get it. I need to point out something that's kind of humorous. I need to point this out to all of you, because this is not important, but it's just kind of funny. So this is my Total Recall NES cartridge. This game is absolutely terrible. I spent $7 on this. Okay, just keep that in mind. I spent $7 on that. A couple days ago, I went to Walmart, had to buy some groceries and a couple other little things, but I was like, I'll go look at the DVD section, and I found Total Recall. This is the special edition DVD. I've actually never seen this movie, but I'm planning to. So there's the DVD. And special features, audio commentary, imagining Total Recall documentary, conceptual art, photo gallery, production notes, casting crew info, theatrical trailers. Ooh. So yeah, you know, good stuff there. This cost $6. So the game that's bad and awful, I spent more money on this than I did the actual movie. So, let me... I'll put that stuff away in a little bit, but I need to pay attention here coming up. And if the movie's good, then that means watching the movie is cheaper and a better experience than the video game. However, this is longer. The game is only like 8 minutes. This is, what's the runtime on this? Hang on, I'll look at it in a minute. I assume it's 90 minutes, but I might be wrong. What movie? Total Recall. Arnold Schwarzenegger. The movie's okay, that's your opinion. Yeah, that's fair. Hey, 90s action flick, I like one of those every once in a while. But yeah, Total Recall. The NES game I ran, it's absolutely terrible. The movie I finally have on DVD, and I will watch it sometime. I'm not sure when. And it's the special edition one, too, so it's got some special features. And yeah, I bought a brand new copy of it. I'm surprised that Walmart even had this. Like, does Walmart have, like, random inventory of old DVDs, and they just randomly put them out every once in a while so that people like me buy them? Like, is that what's going on? What is the running time here? It's rated R. Oh no. I'm 28. I can watch this. Oh, 113 minutes, so almost 2 hours. Yeah, no worries. I'll be sitting here. It's all good. I'm gonna put these back. Also, hi, Retro Edit. Yeah, so if anybody just came in or if you've been lurking, you're not sure what's going on. So basically what I do is I score goals, that way I'm ahead, and then what you do is you knock out somebody on the other team. So this guy is supposed to be the one who charges at me to try to take the ball from me. He's out. Everybody has like HP that you don't see. So he's just laying on the ground motionless. So I just hang out around here and nobody else comes after me. And then we just run the clock. That being said, this is going to be very difficult once we get to Argentina. These last two teams, for whatever reason, they are very difficult to deal with. So I'll actually have to play the game when we get there. Raven, I see what you posted in Discord. Objective, purchase soap for grandma. No, I went to Walmart and I bought a few boxes of cereal because I was out of cereal. What else did I buy? I bought some distilled water for my humidifier. I bought something else. And then I bought 2 DVDs. I bought Total Recall and I found Tommy Boy on DVD. Tommy Boy objectively is like an okay movie, but personally, like subjectively, I love it. It's amazing. It's a Chris Farley, David Spade movie. Oh, and for what it's worth, Tommy Boy is way better than Black Sheep. If anybody's heard of Black Sheep, that's another Chris Farley, David Spade movie. I've seen that movie like once or twice. Awful. I did not enjoy it. Personally, I just didn't like it. And apparently Chris Farley didn't like it either. You know a movie's gonna be bad when even the lead actor says, I don't want to do this. Excuse me. That was a good one. I will say though, for Mother's Day, it was my siblings, my mom and I. We ordered in Olive Garden and then we watched some baseball. Go Cardinals. Why did you not slide? What's wrong with you? Oh, okay, they're gonna score. Did they miss? They missed. You're stupid, you missed. It's out of the, yeah, it's a corner kick because one of us hit it. Damn it, I missed the interception there. It's not an interception like American football, but whatever, man. Ugh. Alright, you missed. There it is. Now, I will say, eventually, that kick is not going to work very well, because what ends up happening is that you run out of power. So you can still do that backflip. You can still do that. It's just the ball's not going to automatically go to the goal anymore. Okay. I think we're okay for the rest of the half. Let's wait until he's knocked out, because there's a chance that he might get up. Or he'll do this. This is also a thing that can happen. I'm just gonna leave it. Keep trying, you'll get it eventually. This is a video game that released on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Again, I think casually this game would be a ton of fun, but speedrun? Dude. No thanks. I didn't take a nap today, so... To be fair, I've been trying to fix my sleep schedule, so... It's been working. Yesterday I didn't take a nap either, so... It's been going alright. This is the speedrun for chilling out and reading a book during the run. Yeah, I do have a book I could read. I do have a book. I have 2 books, actually. Yeah, I own 2 books that I still have not finished reading, and I started them, like, years ago. Whoops. I'm very bad with just reading in general. Like, I naturally have very low reading comprehension, but it also... I've also seen a gigantic increase in my reading comprehension. It's so weird that my score was extremely low in like middle school, elementary school, and then in high school, like all of a sudden the score shoots up. Like, and then college it just takes off. So I'm a slow reader, but also I'm somebody who I don't necessarily like. I don't want all of the details of a story immediately. I want to, like, get to the point first, what's going on, then give me the details of stuff. That's kind of how I am. And there were books that I had to read in school where it was literally, like, 2 chapters full of just description, and nothing was actually happening. And it's like, at that point, I'm like, I don't feel the need to continue. Maybe that's a me thing, I don't know. That being said, if I had to say my favorite book that I've ever read, it's Of Mice and Men. That's, in my opinion, that's the best book I've ever read. There have been some other good books, that I've liked, or at least there's been books that I at least liked. And then there's also been books that I absolutely thought were terrible. I read Pay It Forward in high school, and surprisingly I actually enjoyed that. I had to read that for summer reading, but I also had to... So, like, I had to read... Hang on a minute, I have to play again. I had to read The Grapes of Wrath, Pay It Forward. There was one other book I had to read alongside that as well. And The Grapes of Wrath, I remember I couldn't get into it. But then Pay It Forward, a kind of random other book... I don't want to say random, but it's like, for whatever reason that... You'd think, oh, The Grapes of Wrath, like, everybody's heard of that. It's like, yeah, but even then, I still didn't even... Like, I couldn't get into it. Is that out? That's out. It is kind of wild, though, that kids nowadays, they don't read any books at all. Like... It's not so much that they need to like the book or need to know the book. It's they need to pick up on certain skills and strengthen that skill by reading a book. Yeah, well, I mean, hey, I'm literally an adult who doesn't read books, so yeah. But at the same time, I recognize that, like, maybe I should read more books, or like maybe I should read more often. But like I recognize the benefits of books, and yet I'm still like, you know, I still sit there and I'm like, I don't want to read. Slide into him! What is wrong with you? My team sucks. Have I? Yeah, I did play Myst. Yeah, you obviously do love books. If I had to pick the worst book I've ever read, that's tough. The worst book I've ever read. It has to be something I finished, though. It has to be. That's going in. Yeah. I'm still in the lead, thankfully. If my team would stop being bozos, and if the screen would scroll properly so I can see where I'm going. They scored that? Screw you. So my knee-jerk reaction to what's the worst book I've ever read, and first off, if I say this and you guys are like, oh, I love that book, that's fine. Just, this is my opinion. I think it was called Fahrenheit 451. I did not like that at all. Maybe I would appreciate it more today, but yeah, maybe I would appreciate it more today, but at the time, I thought the plot, like, I thought the concept of the plot was stupid. Like, basically, which, again, maybe this is something that, again, I would maybe find more interesting today, but basically, the gist of it, like, the plot of it is all books are banned, and it's illegal to have books. Again, maybe there's a point there that maybe my 14-year-old, 15-year-old self didn't get at the time. That's possible. But I didn't enjoy it. But again, maybe that was just the wrong time for me to read that, you know? Okay, so why was the first half of this so easy and now all of a sudden this is impossible? That's out. There have been a couple other books I've read that I liked, at least to some degree. The Kite Runner, I liked. Or at least to an extent. I think the only issue with Kite Runner I had was just, I think there were some chapters, or like some pages or whatever, I'm just like, whatever, I don't really get this, or I don't really care for this. But generally speaking, the Kite Runner was really good. I remember finishing Kite Runner, I was like, I actually kind of liked that. And then, there's a book, I had to read this for college, and I'll admit I'm a bit biased because this book just came into my life at the perfect time, called Moth Smoke. So, Moth Smoke is about a guy who, he's struggling with his life, nothing's going well, I think he was recently divorced, almost, out of money, etc. He makes a friend who is basically a millionaire. He's very wealthy, and he's engaged to his fiancée. Well, then the fiancée and the first main character, they have an affair. The guy who's engaged to the woman, there's tensions that fall out because of that, and It's just, or I think what happened was there was a couple that was engaged, but the guy was starting to kind of like, you know, become dangerous or whatever, because he made his money doing illegal things and like morally bad things. But you know, then the fiance, who's, you know, gorgeous and doesn't get involved with any of that kind of stuff. She doesn't do any of like criminal activities and stuff like that. Like, it's a bit jarring for the main character because it's like, you know, all he knows is, you know, anything else. So I think it's one of those cases. By the way, this is the first problem point, and it's near the end. So the reason I enjoyed it so much is because I had just started therapy near that point, and that's going in. And when I started therapy, I forgot I can't tackle them. They're really strong, so I can't tackle them. I have to slide, and they are whooping my ass right now. And, you know, like, it was really interesting to see the main character be like, you know, you'd think, oh, he's got everything that he wanted. You know, he wanted a wife. He wanted somebody who had money and all that kind of stuff. Okay, that didn't go in, thank God. And yet he's still miserable, you know? Like, where? Oh, you went to that corner because you're stupid. Okay. So yeah, Moth Smoke, not the greatest book ever made or anything, but it's like, that was just the perfectly timed book for me. I needed that. Because I was kind of dealing with similar things where it's like, I thought I needed specific things to be happy with my life, but it's not always the case. You can want certain things in your life, but there's only a few things you really need in your life. You need food, you need water. You need to be able to pee and poop every once in a while. I say that as a joke, but technically it's true. You do need to be able to use the restroom. Okay, now we're in the lead again. However, I have to keep playing because this is going to be problematic if I let them keep going. Shit. What? What? Why would you pass to them, you dummy? That was my fault. I shouldn't have done that. Okay, so that little kick power is not enough anymore. So that's in. It's not. Damn it. Is that a tie? That's a tie. Okay. Okay. I think that's the only one I can do for now on that one. Yeah, okay. Okay, hang on. I think we got it. Sweet. Alright. I'm trying. Let me look up Moth Smoke real quick. Yeah, it's written by Mohsin Hamid. Yeah. So it tells the story of a banker who loses his job but falls in love with his best friend's wife. Sorry, it was a wife, not a fiance. And then plunges into a life of drugs and crime because of what's going on. Yeah, I liked this book. It's a classic case of this is what I needed at that time in my life, and I'm glad that just came into my life at that time. Because if I had to read this book any other time, I don't think I would have liked it, but I read this book, and I just happened to be starting therapy at that point, and as I was reading, I'm like, holy crap, this is making a lot of sense all of a sudden. So, it's interesting how certain things just work out, you know? Alright, if I'm able to get that strat again, then I'll be able to, Oh, he caught it! Let's freaking go, dude! Hell yeah! Alright. Sweet. This should work the whole time. I'll hold the controller, though, just in case. So after the time runs out here, we have one more team, and West Germany is the hardest team to fight against, so that's gonna be a problem when we get there. But we'll just keep a good head on our shoulders. We'll get through it. Excuse me. By the way, shoutouts to Zarkonis for giving me some strats and some tips for this game. Did I split the map? So I did split. So this is the second half of this match, so I'm gonna split once this is done, and then we'll be on the last match. So, no, you're good. But yeah, so I didn't miss the split. It's just I'm in the second half of the match. Yeah, 2 halves. That's correct. When I played soccer growing up, when I was really little, it was 4 quarters. But then, at a certain point, like, once I turned, like, 10, 11, at that point, then they started doing 2 halves, which is how it's normally done. Football, or, in my case, soccer, is 2 halves. Hockey is 3 periods. Basketball is 4 quarters. Same with American football. So, yeah. Baseball is 9 innings, top and bottom. So, yeah, even though I was terrible at sports as a kid, I at least can kind of explain some sports here and there. American football, I know quite a bit of the rules, how that goes, because I went to a lot of high school football games. Baseball, I know a good amount of the rules. There's, every once in a while, I'll see something weird, and I'm like, okay, what's the rule here? Soccer, I generally know the rules here. I just randomly remembered something. I remember seeing a video on YouTube where it was like some high school or college basketball. No, it's probably high school. Some high school basketball game where the two teams, there was a 1-point difference. One team scores and gets ahead, and the other team, literally from the other side of the court, just wild shots the ball, throws it all the way across the court, and scores. That's very rare when that happens, but it's always kind of funny when that happens. When it's just like literally within the last second, they just go for a Hail Mary and it works. It's so stupid, but it's kind of funny. Literally, because like you can't like take your time and try to shoot it. You literally just have to chuck it across the whole court and hope it works. Also, I just want to say that Big 20 number 18 had Tecmo Super Bowl, which is an American football game. Some people had never played football before. Some of them also were, you know, American and didn't, or they knew generally like what it was, but they didn't know like specific rules like offsides and stuff like that or whatever, or like penalties or whatever. But it's like, man, I would have been great at this game if I had raced, because I get the gist of how this game works. It's like, yeah, you need to... It was kind of amusing, because, well, the thing is, and my first Big 20 was number 8, so I'm kind of old school, I guess. If you want to call the first 10 old school, the new 10, I don't know. But, okay. Hang on real quick. But yeah, like, I'm old school when it comes to that. So the staff at the time were all European, so there was never an American football game, as part of the Big 20, because in Europe, they don't have that. Or if they do have American football in Europe, hardly anybody plays it, because you'd rather just go play football. And so, that was a complete collapse there. Pass it. Alright. But then, once Americans joined staff, it's like, hey, we can put this game in now. That was awful. That was purely my fault. That guy's eyes! That guy looks like he saw a ghost or something. What? What do you mean? But yeah, I went to a lot of high school football games because I was in the marching band. I played trombone. And, is that 3 or 2? It's 3, alright. And I was never, like, friends with anybody on the football team, but I had classes with people on the football team. So, yeah, weirdly enough, I was kind of socially connected in high school. Well, I say weirdly enough, but really it's like, thank God I was. Pass it, dude! I asked you to pass! I'll do that just in case. I just have to win this game. Once I win this game against West Germany, we're done. There's nothing else after this. Why didn't you pass to me? You missed. But yeah, like, I think the goal was 25 points for Tecmo Super Bowl. And it was like, yeah, like, I sat there and I'm like, yeah, I know what to do. You get 3 touchdowns, and you need to make sure you score the field goal. each time. 7-7-7. And then you can either get another touchdown, or you can go for 2 safeties. And it'll get you 4 points. And then there's people who are sitting there like, wait, how do we do this? I could have been the nice guy and routed it out for people, but I was kind of mad at that point, so I took it out on the runners instead of. Yeah. I get easily upset by things that don't matter, I realize. Yeah, and yeah, the ball going out of bounds only stops the clock just briefly. It thankfully doesn't do too much. Damn. Okay. And the thing is that this game also, like, lags naturally, so you want to try to... If you can get it to where nobody's actually playing the game, that's good, because, it, reduces the lag. But honestly, like, for my run, like, I don't really care. Just, I want to finish, and I want to win. That's it. If I can win, I don't care how this goes. Ugh, too slow on that. Okay, I can't score like that again, probably until the next half, where my player will get some energy back. Damn it. Yes. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. I think this is officially the second longest NES game I've ran. The first is Puzznic. Ah, I was actually gonna try to get him to score there, but oh well. Why didn't you pass? Dude, you literally said you were okay to pass it. What is wrong with you? Okay, I don't know why he gets it. Puzznic's on your schedule, nice. Puzznic's gonna be a little tough, but the good news is that you have infinite continue, so you can just keep going, and even if you have to look at a guide like I did the whole time, it's fine. Like, you'll make it work. Okay, now we're officially tied. We're kind of screwed now. The good news is that you're allowed to continue from a password. But it has to be an earned password. You can't just skip a match or anything like that. Alright, he missed. Pass it to me. Pass it to me. Okay, you didn't do that, but... Okay. What was even the point of passing it to him, then? Pass it, dude! What are you doing, man? Alright. This is for all the marbles. If I can get one of these guys, if I can manipulate one of these guys to where he never goes after me, we will be fine. It's just, that's the hard part of this. Alright. I'm trying to score some points here, if I am unable to manip somebody. Damn it, dude. My team sucks. I'm good. My team sucks. I say that as I miss that. That might cost me. Pass the ball. What are you doing, man? One of my soccer coaches was extremely loud, just in general. You could hear him from 10 fields over if he was yelling. I need to get him to coach my team alongside me, because my team is useless. Like, my back hurts from carrying my team. I missed. Damn it! I thought that would... I thought I could manip him that way. That a score? Yep. Pass it, pass it. Okay, that's not fair. I should be the one to do the throw-in. It worked out. I'm actually getting a bit of a headache. I'm not gonna lie. Whatever. Okay. Remember when I asked you 17 times to pass? Instead you looked at me? That was crazy. Okay. See what I have to deal with? He caught it? That's the first time I've seen that. Alright. We're in trouble now. Honestly, if we just keep doing this, this is fine. If we just keep doing it this way, that's fine. It's not gonna work, though, because they pass to somebody else. God, this game is lagging a lot, and it's weird, because you don't even technically notice it. We're basically just playing keep away at this point. Catch it, thank God. Damn it. At least we get it, but yeah. Damn. That was a mistake. Shoot. I hope that doesn't... Okay. My goalie caught it. That's alright. Again, just keep them at bay. I don't want them to score again. I don't... As long as I win, I don't care. Just, I want to win. This doesn't have to look pretty. It's just, I want to win. And we're tied. They just tied the game, because this game is fair. Shoot it! Come on, man! Ugh. Overtime, I think. Oh, no, okay. What was the password? I didn't catch it. Is it 10206? Damn it, that's wrong. What's the password? I didn't catch it. I thought it was gonna go to overtime. I'm looking it up, don't worry. $12,806. All right. Thank you. Well, we get to do it all again, because this game sucks. Go after him, dude! Why? Like, why do you do this? Are there any good sports games on NES? Yes, there are. This is not one of them. Bandai Golf is good. NES Open Tournament Golf is good. NES Open Golf is probably the best one. If I had to pick one. Yeah, Black Box Golf is okay. I hate this game. Go after him! Why do you not do anything? I swear to God, dude. They do this all the time. They just stand there. You're right next to the guy. Slide and take him out. I don't know why they just insist on doing absolutely nothing. At least he tried. I'll take a try. If they try it and fail, I'm okay with that. You have to try, though. Super Dodgeball is another good sports game on the NES. That game runs at like 5 FPS and it flashes all the time, and yet for some reason it's still a fun game. What else? What else comes to mind? Ugh, I was too late. I didn't know when the ball was gonna come back to me. Super Spike V-Ball is fun, or at least it's kind of fun. Okay, I don't know why that didn't work. I think Blades of Steel is another good one. Okay, why do you refuse to work now? It's not that it's not working, it's just not connecting. There we go. There we go. pass the ball? What the hell? Why do you insist on not cooperating with me, man? Sorry, I'm raging. Yeah, it is slower. It's just naturally slower because this game sucks. Again, I think this game would be fun for players, but right now this game's not very good. Would it run more? Yes. Yes. In fact, emulator and console runs are separated because of that. They're still on the board, it's just separated. Because there's less lag naturally on emulators. Yeah, it's not common. For sure. Damn it, dude. I would have had a 215XX on this game, but to be fair, my goal was just finish a run, so whatever. My goal is just to finish a run, so we're almost there. Nice. I'm just doing this so that the opposing team doesn't try to come at me with the ball and try to score again. Why couldn't that work last time? So I am thinking, I did have to restart the console in order to quit out of the game to retype the password. Because I typed it in wrong. I'm praying that's still allowed. Doesn't say that's, yeah, okay. Should still be alright. To be fair, what I'm doing is still slow. Like, if you're using an earned password, but, you know, you're... Like, if you're having to redo it because of that, like... I don't know. It shouldn't be an issue. That's my point. How did I get hit? Holy crap. Okay. We're gonna beat the game now. Alright, well, in any case, at least we'll finish. This will be 5th place on the leaderboard. Alright, here we go. When does time stop? As soon as it says 0. There we go. We did it. After almost 2.5 hours. That's alright, we're done. And there is an ending in the game. I have to give it credit where it's due. There is an ending to the game. The end. See? And then it just starts over.